Yes. So after the United Kingdom early child care education status, let us take the second. This is the early childhood education in USA. So in USA, children under 5 years are provided with facility to attend nursery classes attached to infant schools. Kindergarten schools also are there to cater the education of children between the age of 3 to 6. Means USA आपको पता होगा USA में early Maria Montessori has started the kindergarten schools and thereafter she shifted to India. So these kindergartens and infant schools are available in USA to provide the early child care education, aging the 3 to 6 year age child. Many states have accepted it as the first primary unit of education. Every state government has legislation for providing assistance and setting up kindergarten schools. The state governments have appointed officers and experts for guidance and inspection of these schools. In some states, special teachers are required for looking after the kindergarten education. Means, as I said in previous classes, even Maria Montessori has also trained the Indian teachers or their colleague for providing the early child care education in India through their kindergarten schools. Similarly, even still it is exist कि वहाँ पे यूएसए में भी इस तरह की प्री स्कूल प्री ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है ताकि वो अपने किंडरगार्टन को स्कूल्स को प्रॉपरली रन कर सकें. And there is a one more concept, good concept, day care versus preschool. In United States, as many other countries are also having this concept, there has been this split in approach between child care centers and preschools. Means many are child care centers and many are preschools. Child care centers are designed to meet the child care needs of working parents. Even हमारे यहाँ भी है, you would have seen this crutch facility where working pupils drop their wards for child care. And sorry, while preschools are designed as first social and academic program for children whose parents have flexible schedules. So daycare centers generally take children as young as 6 weeks and are often 8 to 12 hours for a day. Yes. So this is the status of preschool, sorry, child carehood education in USA. Next is Germany. So which type of early child care education is being provided in Germany? In Germany, main range of services consist of day facilities for children, facilities for 3 to 6 years old children means, and ये nurseries में इनको दिया जाता है all the elementary area of education system. Each child in this age group has a legal right to be placed in this uh, nurseries. Each child day facilities for children for early childhood education and care is the official umbrella term covering all form of this institutional public care, education and child raising before and in adding to school. Means देर इज ए गवर्नमेंट प्रोविजन कि बच्चों को 3 साल से 6 साल के बच्चों को नर्सरीज में इनको नर्चर किया जाएगा, उसके बाद ही दे विल बी शिफ्टेड टू schools. So day nurseries are for children under age of 6. Nurseries for children from 3 years to age till 6 year age. Means age bracket is more or similar in many countries. Two fundamental political principles underlie the organization, funding, and regulation of early childhood care education in Germany. That is important, namely federalism and this subsidiary. Federalism characterize Germany as a federal state and 3 levels of government, which are federal, means the lender, that may be the state or city state and the municipalities. These municipality levels of is responsible for planning and ensuring for provisions of early child care education services. This is comparable to the Indian situations as India is also federal state. So Germany and India education policy is more or less similar for early child care education. Yes. So next is France. What is the status of France early childhood care education? Unlike in many countries, preschool education has a long tradition. In France, as early in 1771, there were nighting schools for 4 to 7 years old children. New institutions known as this Sales de Asile were started in the early part of 19th century and they were developed throughout the 19th century. These asylums were primarily intended for children from poor families who were perceived as being in danger in their homes. मीन्स इन बच्चों को जो पुअर फैमिली से थे उनको असाइलम्स में प्रोविजंस किया गया क्योंकि उनके पेरेंट्स दे आर नॉट एबल टू नर्चर, दे आर नॉट एबल टू केयर बिकॉज ऑफ पॉवर्टी. Yes, starting in 1828, the state began to organize this private charity work. The goal were to teach children order like cleanliness and respect to prepare them for an honest, decent, and this Christian life. Means the main motive they should be trained in for the Christian life. The first Republican government passed several school laws related to the separation of church and state, which would lead to the integration of formally charitable institutions into the public sector. These states assumed responsibility for the organization and the financing of education for 2 to 6 years under the this auspicious of Ministry of Public Instructions. Means there is a specific ministry like public instructions and that take care of the childhood care education in France. Next. Now the Australia is one of the most leading country. Responsibility for preschools in New South Wales and Victoria lies with the Department of Community Services and the Development of Human Services. Means the responsibility uh, has been given of preschools to this Department of Community Services and Department of Human Services. Like we have also our ministry, that Ministry of Education, a similar concept is there, respectively. In the all other state and territories of Australia, responsibility for preschool lies with the this relevant education department. So, but the main thing, preschools in Australia known as kindergarten in some state and territories in Australia, it is relatively unregulated and it is not compulsory. The first exposure many Australian children have for learning with other outside of traditions. This parenting is daycare and parents run playgroup. Even some parents also play some playgroup jointly. So this sort of activity is not generally considered schooling as preschools education is separate from primary schools. यहाँ पर प्राइमरी प्री एजुकेशन कंसीडर नहीं होती है जो घर पर होती है, क्योंकि वैसे भी यहाँ पर जो एजुकेशन है ऑस्ट्रेलिया में वो प्राइमरी डेट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम प्राइमरी लेवल मीन्स फर्स्ट टू फिफ्थ. यस. Western Australia and the Queensland where preschool education is taught as the part of primary education system. Means there are some portions जहाँ पर इसको प्राइमरी एजुकेशन को एक नींव मीन्स एक बेस के लिए इसको कंसीडर किया जाता है. सो दिस इज द प्री एजुकेशन और अर्ली चाइल्ड केयर एजुकेशन इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया. नेक्स्ट इज Japan. Japan, this is the comes the very developed country. The Japan early child care education has been traditionally divided into two systems. One is the kindergarten, जहाँ पर 3 साल से above बच्चों को लिया जाता है with the department, education department, and the second is day nursery for children below 3 years. मीन्स 3 साल से कम के बच्चों को नर्सरी में और 3 साल से 6 साल के बच्चों को किंडरगार्टन स्कूल्स में नर्चर किया जाता है इन जापान. Thus, the system of early child care education in Japan is quite extensive. Kindergartens are non-compulsory schools intended to help infants to develop their mind and bodies by providing them with the appropriate educative environment. The course of study for kindergarten set forth specific objective to be achieved by children. ये क्या है? These objectives and corresponding contents are set forth in each of the 5 aspects of the child development. Means जिसमें से आपके जो health, human relations, environment, language and expression, these are the 5 aspects. इसमें से बच्चों को डेवलप करने के लिए एटलीस्ट 4 ऑब्जेक्टिव पूरे होने चाहिए. So all objectives are related, content are to be achieved, दो चिल्ड्रंस इज प्ले और इन अदर एक्टिविटीज. तो यहाँ पर जैसे बताया कि 2 सिस्टम में है. पहला है आपका नर्सरी, देन सेकंड इज द किंडरगार्टन. और बच्चों का जो ऑल राउंड डेवलपमेंट के लिए यहाँ पर इंश्योर किया गया है कि बच्चे के जो ये हेल्थ, ह्यूमन रिलेशंस, एनवायरनमेंट, लैंग्वेज एंड एक्सप्रेशंस मीन्स कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स हैज टू बी डेवलप्ड. So this is the basic motto of Japan country. Then China is the one of most important. China accords importance to the cause of preschool education. In urban areas, preschool education is provided mainly by kindergartens with program of 3 years or 2 years or 1 year duration. In as far as rural education, rural areas, preschool education is mainly imparted at nursery classes and seasonal kindergartens in addition. सो यहाँ पर एक चीज़ देखने की इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है कि अर्बन एरियाज में प्री स्कूल्स हैं 3 साल के लिए, 2 साल के लिए, 1 साल के लिए, जहाँ बच्चों को उनके स्किल डेवलप किए जाते हैं. सिमिलरली रूरल एरियाज में भी नर्सरी क्लासेस हैं और कुछ एडिशनल किंडरगार्टन्स भी हैं, वो एज पर द नीड ऑफ द चाइल्ड. Beside the normal preschool education, there are other forms such as children activity centers, game groups, mobile service called this Karma, and the like. The state has regulations for management of kindergartens and also for the qualification of kindergarten teachers. Means set norms are there for qualification of teachers and the management of kindergarten. Children 6 year age are admitted in to the first grade. These are 3 types of early childhood programs for children. Till then, nurseries, kindergarten, and pre-primary programs. So nurseries are meant for children under the age of 3. Means 3 साल से पहले के बच्चों को नर्सरी में है. Small group of children are called cared for by trained workers who function more as nurses and caregivers than as a teachers. Means nurseries में बच्चों को केयर करने के लिए जो वर्कर्स हैं वो ट्रेंड हैं और उनको हम टीचर ना कह करके नर्सेस और केयर गिवर्स के नाम से जानते हैं. बट यहाँ का एजुकेशन सिस्टम इज गुड बिकॉज यहाँ बच्चों को 3 लेयर्स में, पहले नर्सरी, देन किंडरगार्टन, देन प्री प्राइमरी स्कूल्स, 3 लेयर्स में इनको बांटा गया. Yes. So after the China, we should have a little purview of India. And although we will discuss early child care education in India in detail in next slides. So let us know the early childhood education. Although we have a small idea from the previous sessions, previous discussion, So, what is the concept of early child care education in India? Yes. So, the National Policy of Education, which was introduced in 1986, considered early childhood care education as a critical input for the holistic development of the child. Hence, the early child care education programs are supposed to care for health by ensuring nutrition, immunization, and opportunities for play, for education by developing a readiness for schools and for general well-being. मीन्स 1986 पॉलिसी एजुकेशन पॉलिसी कहती है कि बच्चों को उनके हेल्थ पर ध्यान देने की ज़रूरत है ताकि उनको प्रॉपर न्यूट्राइजेशन एंड प्रॉपर इम्यूनाइजेशन करें। उसके बाद बच्चों को खेल की भी प्रोविजन प्रॉपर होने चाहिए ताकि उनका फिजिकल डेवलपमेंट हो सके। और थर्डली उन बच्चों को रेडी करना है हमको एजुकेशन में, उनको प्राइमरी एजुकेशन में जाने के लिए। सो दैट वाज द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ National Policy of Education 1986. As many children would attend such program, there would be a scope for socializing leading to social development and development of linguistic ability. The urgence of National Policy of Education 1986 and its program that was came later in 1992, that was known as POA, Program of Action, and are based upon the constitutional provisions that safeguard the well-being of children. Means 1986 के बाद अब आपका प्रोग्राम ऑफ एक्शन वाज इंट्रोड्यूस, और एक्चुअल जो रोड मैप है, जो फ्रेमवर्क है, दैट वाज given by program of action in 1992. Means use of blackboard and the classroom structure and number of students in the school, teacher students ratio, that all was cleared, all was categorized by program of action in 1992. Although the constitution provisions हमको पता है, वो हम पढ़ चुके हैं। 21A is there, article 45 is there, and the RTE 2009 is there. So the Constitution of India laid down certain special safeguard ensuring children's right to survival, protection and development, while Article 14 guarantees that the state shall not deny to any person equality before the law. Article 15 talks that state has to make any special provision in favor of children, and Article 23 prohibits terrific in human being and forced labor and treat any this contravention to this provision as a punishable offense. So जो आपका आर्टिकल 14 है वो हर बच्चों को गारंटी देता है कि स्टेट उनको समानता का अधिकार दे। आर्टिकल 15 कहता है कि बच्चों को स्पेशल प्रोविजंस दिए जाएं, उनके लिए विशेष सहायता, विशेष रेगुलेशंस तैयार किए जाएं स्टेट द्वारा। एंड आर्टिकल 23 कहता है कि किसी भी चाइल्ड बच्चे को काम में, लेबर में ना लगा जाए। आर्टिकल 24 कहता है कि 14 साल से बच्चे को किसी भी फैक्ट्री या किसी भी माइंस में लगाना ये इलीगल है। Article 39 requires that children are given opportunities and facilities to develop a healthy manner and in condition of freedom and dignity, and that childhood and young are protected against exploitation and against moral and this material abandonment. So ये 39 कहता है कि हमारे इन बच्चों को इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी देनी है और हेल्दी मैनर के थ्रू इनको ये इक्वल देना है। नेक्स्ट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल, दैट इज 45, Article 45 of Constitutions, following the this 86 amendment of the Constitution that was came in 2002. What Article 45 says, that state to endeavor the provide early child care education for all children until they complete the age of 6 years. Means हर बच्चे को 6 ईयर तक बच्चे को एजुकेशन देना स्टेट की जिम्मेवारी है कि वो अर्ली चाइल्ड केयर एजुकेशन दे। And the government has provisions of Anganwadi and preschools in all areas. That was fully funded by Government of India. So that was the brief discussion early childhood care education in various countries, including India. So let us take next slides. That is that talks preschool education, and we will discuss just after 30-second break. Just wait. Yes. So this is unit 15. Today's discussion of this unit will be the list of type of preschool in India, which type of preschools in India, development of preschool education outside India, discuss the development of preschool education in India, means what are the phases of development of preschools education in India, and discuss the cause of slow progress of preschool education in India. So quickly, yes. We know the preschool education is what? 3 to 6 year age, that is known as preschool. The education which a child receive before join primary school is called preschool education. It includes education at home, but mainly the education imparted in institution established especially for imparting preschool education for children in the age of 3 to 6 years, as in various फॉरेन कंट्रीज आर आल्सो. मीन्स 3 से 6 साल के बच्चों की एजुकेशन को प्री स्कूल एजुकेशन कहा है. इसको कहीं कहीं अर्ली चाइल्डहुड केयर एजुकेशन भी कहा गया है. Yeah. So, what are the type of preschools in India? Kindergarten, we have discussed, that was started by Maria Montessori. Montessori schools, sorry, kindergarten was started by Froebel, and Montessori school was started by Maria Montessori, and some are nursery schools. So, these are the three types of pre-primary school which are working in India. What is the significance of preschool education? As we have discussed, this is the base of the child and where their mental, their physical growth rapidly take place. So this age or this education, just a minute. Yes, so this is the basic significance of, as I discussed in previous slide, that National Policy of Education 18 1986 has also given main thrust to this early child care education. And I said that the significance of this early childhood education for overall development of the child, as that in that particular age, the overall growth of the child take place very rapid, because their mental, their physical, even the Jean Piaget has given a wonderful report, means the development of a child in this childhood age, that we will discuss, although we have taken a small brief knowledge of Jean Piaget, what he said. So let us go further. Yes, historical development of preschool. Development of preschool education in the West. Preschool education as an organized system is barely 200 years old, but educationists and philosophers had advocated its need long back. मीन्स हमारे इंडिया की अगर हम बात करें तो यहाँ बहुत पहले से प्रथा है. इफ यू रिमेम्बर, उपनयन संस्कार वाज आल्सो देयर, even that exists till now also. बट चूंकि हमारे पास हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड नहीं है इतना, तो इसलिए हम लोग उसको कैटेगराइज नहीं कर पाए. अदरवाइज वी आर द oldest country which are taking care the childhood or pre education. Sorry. So development of preschool education in India. The Christian missionaries plays an important role in that particular area of preschool education. Pre-primary education in India started under the influence of the West. Christian missionaries did some pioneering work in this area. As I said that Maria Montessori was also came to the India, and with the help of Mahatma Gandhi ji, she started Montessori school. Then Froebel has also given concept for kindergarten school, means बच्चों का बगीचा, that were also started in India. So from conception to birth, from these are the stages of where preschool, sorry, pre-primary schools, that is early child care education, that conception to birth, then birth to 2.5 years, then 2.5 to 4 years. That I think we have discussed that these stages of because the education or the learning take place among the child from prenatal age to 6 years, and that age is the very crucial age for getting their physical, their mental, and their intellectual development. So that stages we have discussed in previous sessions. Historical development of preschools. So there are some various committees, and they recommended the intervention for childhood education and care, means which kind of early childhood education should be there. Means these education should include acting and singing, physical exercise, means proper place, proper space, proper motivation, and proper opportunities has to be given to the child for acting or singing, for physical experience, exercise, for games and dancing, care of flowers and animals. They should not be allowed to pluck the flower. They should be allowed to take care of flowers and animals, drawing and making things. So these are the some important activities has to be developed in the pre-primary in early childhood education and care. Next. But some basic problems are also there in preschool education of India. You are aware that financial problems are also there, because there is a funding issue for these Anganwadis also, or even the preschools also. Problem of expansion, because even till date we are not able to expand these preschools, even remote areas. Problem of control, because if the pupils are not allowing their child to go to the schools, means we cannot control their feelings or emotions. Problem of curriculum, some issues, basic issues are related to curriculum because similar curriculum is not there. Kindergarten are allowing some other curriculum, and that these Montessori school or preschools are having separate curriculums. Problem of staff. There are some preschools where staff issues are also there. Even this persist even in other primary and secondary or elementary schools are also. Problem of necessary equipments, because for the development some basic equipments are also required, but there may be the hurdle. Some school are not having the proper equipment for development of the child. Problem of research and experimentation. Proper research is a big issue in India, and experimentation is also big issue, because research says something and actual or on the reality ground that education level is different. Problem due to lack of awareness among the parents, as I said, because there some parents are not allowing their ward to go to the preschools because they have their own myths and issues, and they need to be taken care by all of us. Problem of educational cost, as this educational cost is applicable for parents as well as for school institutions also. So these are some basic problems. The one more is the, yes, problem of priority. Even today, some parents are not aware that which should be prioritized, whether their education or their parental work which they are doing. So this is the issue, and that has to be taken care by teachers and all of us. Next. This is the next unit, that preparation of teachers for preschools, means which kind of training and things has to be given for preschool teachers. Next. So in this unit, we will discuss the importance of teacher education, because training is required. As I said, that why Montessori school were successful in India, because proper training, how to deal with child, how to deal the child, how to nourish the child in that particular age. So training is important, as well as teacher education is important. Next. Yes. In India there are two type of education. One is the pre-service and second is the in-service. Preschool, pre-service, you are aware that before joining the school, that education is being given to the prospective teacher who wish to join teaching profession. That is known as pre-service. Like B.Ed is there, some BTC program is there, and some elementary program are also there. Names may be different state-wise, but when the teacher join teaching profession, some in-service programs also there that provides the professional development, that provides the some foundation and some orientation of that particular institutions. Both are important to provide the quality and the relative education to the child. So main functions of teacher educations are as follows: better understanding of the student as an individual. This is the philosophical concept. One teacher should aware about their individual child who are available, who are attending the class, that they should be aware their name and their family background. Building confidence, some may be the good subject expert, but they are not uh, well acquainted, or they are not freely, they are not readily available to how to teach their subject or how to transfer their knowledge to the children. So this is the basic issue, and to remove or to mitigate this kind of issues, these teaching programs are important. Methodology of teaching, एक देयर इज ए वन कोट इन हिंदी, पढ़ाते सब हैं पर कैसे पढ़ाना चाहिए वो सारे टीचरों को नहीं पता है. फॉर ए गुड टीचिंग प्रैक्टिस देयर आर 4 important thumb rule. One, teacher should be ready to teach. Then learners should ready to learn, and for that matter the teacher has to motivate enough to the child. They should therefore the learner should be ready for learning. The third is teacher should aware how to teach, means teaching methodology should be clear to the teacher. And fourth, the learning environment, means institutions should be the role of institution is also important. So methodology of teaching is the most important characteristics for teaching. Building a favorable attitude towards teaching. अ, ये ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम करने के बाद जो प्रोस्पेक्टिव टीचर और इन सर्विस टीचर है उनमें एक एटीट्यूड डेवलप होता है इन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम से टुवर्ड्स द टीचिंग. Familiarizing with the latest education, familiarizing with school organization, which type of school organization, what is the structure, what is the management, that all is being trained through this program. And creating social insights, providing standards in education, training for democracy. So these are the basic functions for in service or pre-service training program or teacher education. Next is, yes, we got what are the functions, important functions, but why it is important. The specific objectives of teacher education at the stage, at this stage means pre-schools. These are the following importance: to prepare teachers for helping physical, mental, social, emotional, aesthetic, and linguistic development of children by mean of individual and group activities. By doing these kind of training program, teacher will be able to provide such kind of education as individually or in a group by performing group activities to impart in them relevant knowledge of children's psychology, basic of cultural anthropology. मीन्स इस इन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम से हमारे जो टीचर्स हैं वो चाइल्ड साइकोलॉजी को समझ पाते हैं और जो कल्चरल यानी कि जो जहाँ वो पढ़ा रहे हैं उनके आसपास की जो कल्चरल हेरिटेज है उससे अवेयर होते हैं. To develop among them capacity and desire for obtaining parental cooperation and establish coordination with the agencies working in the similar areas. By doing the training, teacher अवेयर हो जाते हैं कि इन बच्चों को किस तरह इनका कैपेसिटी डेवलपमेंट किया जाए और पेरेंट्स को किस तरह से मोटिवेट किया जाए, किस तरह से लिटरेट किया जाए, बच्चों के लिए कौन सा फूड दिया जाए, उनकी किस तरह से केयर की जाए, वो सब ये ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम से टीचर सीख जाते हैं. टू एम्पावर देम टू ऑर्गेनाइज एजुकेशनल गेम्स एंड सप्लीमेंट्री एक्टिविटीज फॉर द चिल्ड्रंस. ये भी एक इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है कि आफ्टर डूइंग दी ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स वो सप्लीमेंट्री और एजुकेशनल गेम्स से अवेयर होते हैं. टू प्रोवाइड एबिलिटीज फॉर अरेंजिंग फील्ड ट्रिप फॉर नेचर स्टडी and train their power of observation and appreciation. Yes, as I said, the child should be allowed, don't pluck the flower, they should be taken care, or they should be motivated to love the nature. To enable teachers for preparing, selecting, and using different kind of material at low cost, means टीचर्स को अपने टीचिंग एड्स खुद बनाने चाहिए rather than purchasing from the stationaries and from the shops at high cost. और बच्चों को भी इसमें इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं फॉर प्रिपेयरिंग द टीचिंग एड्स फॉर मेंटल डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द चाइल्ड. टू एम्पावर टीचर्स टू डेवलप सेल्फ कॉन्सेप्ट, सेल्फ स्टीम. इन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम से हमारे टीचर्स में सेल्फ स्टीम, सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट, ये सब सेल्फ एक्सप्रेशन की जो बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं ये डेवलप होते हैं. टू एनेबल टीचर्स टू डेवलप एनवायरमेंटल अवेयरनेस अमंग चिल्ड्रन, मीन्स खुद भी एनवायरमेंटल के प्रति जागरूक होते हैं और अपने जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको भी डेवलप कर पाते हैं. to empower teachers by developing abilities for art of living good life, how to live good life by doing training program. Teacher themselves aware and trained their children in the school and even the outside the society. Next. यस, मैंने पहले भी कहा था, अभी भी जितनी भी न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसीज आती हैं उसके बाद में आता है करिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क. एंड करिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर actual implementation of the policy. Even you can see the National Curriculum Framework 2020 by visiting the website of NCT as well as NCRT. The framework are also available on the both website. So curriculum framework is given by NCT, is suggestive and not a prescriptive one. It has considerable space for flexibility, innovation, and use of locally available community resource. That framework include the theory activities and practical activities. सो रेशनल फॉर करिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क, मैंने जैसे कहा कि ये करिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क एक्चुअल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करते हैं आपकी न्यू जो एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है. अभी जो एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020 है उसके लिए भी करिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क अवेलेबल है. इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दैट द नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 1986, उसके लिए जो फ्रेमवर्क तैयार किया गया उसमें जो मेन थ्रस्ट था वो था 3 आवर्स, रीडिंग, राइटिंग एंड अर्थमेटिक. मीन्स अर्ली चाइल्डहुड और प्री एजुकेशन लेवल पर टीचर में वो कैपेसिटी डेवलप हो कि बच्चों को रीडिंग, राइटिंग और गणित की जो बेसिक नॉलेज है वो दी जा सके. सेम कैरिकुलम भी डिजाइन होता है बेस्ड ऑन दिस नेशनल कैरिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क के अकॉर्डिंग, एंड दैट कैरिकुलम इज नॉट सिमिलर थ्रू आउट द कंट्री. That may be differ as per the state regulation, and that may be the different as per the area wise, rural areas and urban areas, because their education level is really not similar. There may be the many issues and many problems that we have discussed. This National Curriculum Framework is important for the pedagogy of practicum and evaluation. मीन्स किस टाइप के प्रैक्टिकम्स कराए जाएं और एवेल्युएशन किस तरह से किया जाए बच्चों का, सो दैट लर्निंग आउटकम्स में बी इवेल्युएटेड. NCT proposed the following programs in the field of early child care education. Mean there are some specific programs are also there for developing the competency of primary or early child care education among the teacher. Certificate of early childhood care and education, diploma in early childhood care education. So these are the some program. Even आपका इग्नू का भी उसमें एक प्रोग्राम ये है, वो भी इसी में आता है कि इस प्रोग्राम को करने के बाद बच्चों में ये कॉम्पिटेंसी डेवलप कर सकेंगे टीचर, जो प्रोस्पेक्टिव टीचर्स हैं. early childhood education and teacher education. So ट्रेनिंग एंड कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग होनी चाहिए, और वो किस तरह की होती है वैसे बताया मैंने. प्री स्कूल से भी हो सकती है, जो प्री स्कूल कोर्सेज हैं, इन सर्विस कोर्स से भी हो सकती है, और कुछ जो हमारे जो डिप्लोमाज हैं उनके द्वारा भी ये हमारी कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग डेवलप हो सकती है. और सम specific interventions which is given by the government, state government or central government from time to time. Preschool teachers, you know who is the preschool teacher? The teacher who is involved in preschools, that is the preschool teacher. A teacher functions within the broad framework of the school education system. Its goal, curricula, material, methods, and expectations from the teachers that decide by the national curriculum framework. A teacher education curriculum framework need to be in consonance with the curriculum framework for school education. Means that is flexible, it is not rigid. The teacher need to be prepared in relation to the needs and demands arising in the school context, to engaging with the questions of school knowledge, the learners and the learning processes. So हमने यही कहा कि ये जितने भी नेशनल कैरिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क बनते हैं बेस्ड ऑन न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, और ये फ्लेक्सिबल होते हैं, दैट मे बी अमेंड इन एरिया स्पेसिफिक, इन स्टेट स्पेसिफिक और इन school specific. So what are the responsibilities of preschool teachers? See, if we are aware the duties or functions of so their duties and responsibilities are also on the same line, means demonstrate activities to preschoolers, organize and lead activities including storytelling, art and craft, game, field trip and music, observe and evaluate social development and behavior and physical development of child, discuss the parents, the progress of their child and their need, discuss with parents and supervisors problem of children with their emotional, behavior and health issues, take care of preschoolers' basic needs such as meal, establish and enforce rules of behavior, teach teach numbers, colors, shape and letters, provide material and resources for children for making their own play objects, teach social skills, teach personal hygiene, that cleaning of hands, then washing, that kind of activities has to be developed. Read books to children after teaching strategies and instructional material when appropriate, means maintain the record of children, their attendance and their development, physical development, mental development and cognitive development. Record has to be maintained. What is the height, what is the weight, that record has to be maintained. Create reports on preschoolers. School work with other staff members, means as a teacher we can take the feedback from other school teachers also about the regarding the child development in the school. Next is the nature of work. Preschool teachers nurtures, teach, care, means that is not the job of teachers only teach. The preschool teachers have important role nurturing, teaching and caring of the children. They provide early childhood care education through variety of teaching strategies. That may be the play, that may be the singing, that may be the grouping, and they teach children usually age 3 to 5 both in group and individually. Sometimes they make group for task, sometimes they give task individually. They do so by planning and implementing a curriculum that covers various areas of children's development, such as motor skills, social, emotional development, and language development. Preschool teachers should play a very important role in the development of the children, means all-round development of the children. They have to introduce children to reading, writing, vocabulary, creative arts, science, social study, that all activities has to be performed by preschool teachers. So they should use games, music, artwork, films, book, computers and other tools to teach concept and skill. Professionalism in teacher education. You know, teaching is a profession and teacher education is a process of professional preparation of teachers. Preparing one for a profession is an and is arduous task, and it involve actions from multiple fronts and perspective. जैसे बताया कि ये जो टीचिंग है ये एक प्रोफेशन है और इसको लिए इन सर्विस और आपके प्री सर्विस प्रोग्राम डिजाइन किए गए हैं या सम डिग्री डिप्लोमा डिजाइन किए गए हैं वो बच्चे के सेंटर पर, बिकॉज राइट नाउ वी आर फोकसिंग ऑन चाइल्ड सेंटर एजुकेशन. In early areas, even ancient this British time, the teaching learning was teacher centric, but now it is learner centric education, and for that purpose teacher has to be trained accordingly so that the educational needs or the nation's needs has to be achieved. Next is, oh, अभी this unit 17 talks about evaluating learning or developmental outcomes in preschools. Just quickly go through what is the strategies for evaluation of outcomes of the children. The terms evaluation, assignment, and testing we will discuss. Attributes of learner evaluation processes. Need, why evaluation is importance. Just wait, there is a phone. Yes. So just quickly, uh, learner assessment must always be in a competitive process with learners trying to oust ईच अदर्स. देखिए, इसको बेसिकली समझ लीजिए कि असेसमेंट क्या होता है और इवेल्युएशन क्या होता है. असेसमेंट एक बच्चे की हाइट कितनी हो गई, बच्चे का वेट कितना बढ़ गया, दैट कम्स अंडर द असेसमेंट. एज फार एज इवेल्युएशन इज ए होलिस्टिक प्रोसेस. वहाँ पर आपको नॉट ओनली उसका फिजिकल डेवलपमेंट देखना है, इवन ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट देखना है कि कितना हमने अचीव किया. दैट कम्स अंडर द evaluation. So this is the basic difference between the assessment and evaluation. इसको आप देख लीजिए. To understand the strong and weak point, basically हाँ, evaluation क्यों important है? लर्नर को assessment करने के लिए, purpose of learner evaluation किस लिए? To understand the strong and weak point, for selection and grouping and certification, for revising educational programs. Means after evaluation हम लोग क्या करते हैं, पहले बच्चों का वीक पॉइंट और स्ट्रांग पॉइंट हमको पता चलता है कि मैथ्स में वीक है, सोशल साइंस में वीक है, या किस में, हिंदी में अच्छा है, अंग्रेजी में अच्छा है. एंड उसके बाद हम उनको ग्रुपिज्म के लिए, किसका मैथ्स वीक है तो किसी अच्छे बच्चे के साथ उसको अटैच कर देते हैं, तो ग्रुपिंग के लिए, या उनको फर्दर क्लास में सिलेक्शन की, इसका मैथ्स अच्छा है, इसको नॉन मेडिकल देंगे, इनका बायोलॉजी अच्छा है या इसका सॉरी साइंस अच्छा है तो इसको साइंस स्ट्रीम में रखेंगे. तो फॉर सिलेक्शन, ग्रुपिंग एंड सर्टिफिकेशन इवेल्युएशन इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. एजुकेशनल प्रोग्राम्स भी रिवाइज करने होते हैं फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम, उसके लिए भी इवेल्युएशन इम्पोर्टेंट है. और पॉलिसी फ्रेमिंग के लिए भी इवेल्युएशन इम्पोर्टेंट है. आपने देखा होगा कि बहुत सारी रिकमेंडेशंस, बहुत सारी पॉलिसीज बनती हैं, बट आफ्टर इवेल्युएशन वी स्लाइटली डिफाइन, रीडिफाइन और अरेंज और रीअरेंजमेंट इन द इवेल्युएशन सिस्टम एज वेल एज द एजुकेशन सिस्टम. सो इवेल्युएशन बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. रिकंसिडरिंग द इनपुट्स, asserting the fulfillment कि हमारे जो एम्स एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव है, वेदर वी हैव अचीव्ड और नॉट, क्वालिटी इंप्रूवमेंट बच्चे में है या नहीं है, दैट हैज टू बी डिसाइड आफ्टर द इवेल्युएशन ऑफ द चिल्ड्रंस एक्टिविटी और चिल्ड्रंस आउटकम्स. So evaluation of scholastic and non-scholastic area, evaluation of non-scholastic area, continuous and comprehensive evaluation and measurement. देखिए, स्कूल के अंदर जो भी इवेल्युएशन हो रहा है दैट कम्स अंडर द स्कॉलिस्टिक इवेल्युएशन. स्कूल के बाहर फॉर हम अपने रिसर्च के लिए या पेरेंट्स से मिलकर के जो इवेल्युएशन करते हैं, दैट इज द नॉन स्कॉलिस्टिक एरिया. और वो कहाँ कहाँ हो सकते हैं? फैमिली हो सकती है, सोसाइटी हो सकती है, उनका पीयर ग्रुप हो सकता है. वन इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टर्म, दैट इज द कंटिन्यूस एंड कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इवेल्युएशन. आपने फॉर्मेटिव और समेटिव टेस्ट देखा होगा. हम बच्चों का जो हर महीने जो यूनिट टेस्ट लेते हैं, कुछ चैप्टर्स पढ़ाने के बाद या कुछ चैप्टर डिस्कस करने के बाद, दैट आर नोन एज फॉर्मेटिव टेस्ट और यूनिट टेस्ट. आफ्टर द कंप्लीशन ऑफ कोर्स और सिलेबस, in the end of the session. That is known as term end examination or summative test, or which evaluation is having both summative and formative evaluation, that is known as continuous and comprehensive evaluation. And one is the measurement and assessment more or similar, because measurement में हम अपने जो चाइल्ड हैं उनका फिजिकल ग्रोथ को ही हम लोग मेजर करते हैं, उनका हाइट कितना हो गया, उनका वेट कितना हो गया, ठीक है, और उनकी जो फिजिकल जो एक्टिव डेवलपमेंट है वो कितना कितना हुआ, डेट कम्स अंडर द मेजरमेंट. Yes, but measurement is the part of evaluation, means it is a subset of evaluation. एवेल्युएशन में जो इम्पोर्टेंट एट्रीब्यूट्स हैं वो है वैलिडिटी, मीन्स जो हम इवेल्युएशन टूल हम यूज कर रहे हैं वो उस पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप के लिए वैलिड है भी या नहीं. मीन्स सपोज करिए हमने कोई टेस्ट बनाया, वी कंस्ट्रक्टेड ए क्वेश्चनेयर फॉर fifth class students, so that cannot be administered for sixth class student as well as fourth class students. Means that questionnaire should be valid for that particular objects, that should be valid for particular age group, that should be valid for particular class. Reliability, if we administer some evaluation process in January month and results are coming, some results are coming, if we conduct that instrument in next 6 months also, so same outcomes or similar outcomes should be comes. So that is the reliability, means वो टेस्ट आपका 6 साल पहले भी रिलायबल है, आज भी रिलायबल है. यूजेबिलिटी एंड प्रैक्टिकेबिलिटी, evaluation process should be for usable, means we should not ask unnecessary unwanted question, or unwanted evaluation should not be administered. So evaluation should be usable and practicable होना चाहिए वो. Some objectivity should be there, there should be some object for evaluation, and some methodology for evaluation has to be designed. One is the criterion referred and norm referred assessment. We will discuss that in detail. I'm just giving small overview. Criterion referred means the questionnaire is prepared for considering some criteria. Criteria means that we are having some questions for science background, that is the criteria. And norm reference assessment, there are some norms, means physical questions should be there, some cognitive questions should be there, some emotional background questions should be there. These are norm reference assessment. Next is need for evaluation. You all are aware what is the need for evaluation, because evaluation is important for assessing the outcomes, whether our objectives has been achieved or not, or whether we have to refocus on our teaching learning process. That all answer comes after the evaluation. So this is the importance of evaluation of preschool education, because as I said, this preschool education is the importance or critical age for the attaining the physical, mental, emotional development of the child. If we are not, if we do not this used evaluation process for learning outcomes, so as a teacher we will not aware that what student has achieved and our aims and our policies recommendation has been achieved or not. So that's why this evaluation is important, not only even preschool, it is important in every school level. This summative and formative evaluation, as I discussed, formative means unit test that is being used after some small interval, and summative means that is being conducted after the end of the session, end of the class, or final examination or term end examination. So these both type of evaluation have some importance role. for this comprehensive or continuous. So, what is it? To better understand what students still need to know and develop before completing the preschool education, to identify areas of strength and weakness. बिल्कुल वही है कि हम बच्चों का हम लर्निंग आउटकम जाने, हम अपनी पॉलिसी कहीं हमको डिफाइन तो नहीं करनी पड़ रही है, हमारे पेरेंट्स को तो हमें इन्वॉल्व नहीं करना पड़ रहा है, और हमें अपने कैरिकुलम में तो कहीं थोड़ा बहुत बदलाव नहीं लाने की ज़रूरत है। ये जो रिकमेंडेशंस हैं जो हमारे पॉलिसीज़ की, उनको हम किस तरह से हम अचीव कर सकते हैं, हमें क्या हमारी जो लर्निंग्स है वो इम्प्रूवमेंट ऑफ द चाइल्ड की तरफ जा रही है, या सम हमें चेंज करने की ज़रूरत है, या सम इंस्ट्रक्शनल डिज़ाइन की भी ज़रूरत है फॉर हैविंग द लर्निंग मेथडोलॉजी। सो इसलिए हमारे फॉर्मेटिव और समेटिव टेस्ट डिज़ाइन किए जाते हैं। दिस फॉर्मेटिव इज फॉर चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट, this unit wise or monthly, so we can nurture the child where he or she found weak in that particular area, we can nurture. So this summative and formative tests are important. Next is tools for assessment. See, there are many tools for assessment of the child. One of observation, we are observing the child for 2-3 months, then we will write a report, and that you will also do, that will for your task also. Maintaining logbook, by logbook we can assess, we can evaluate the child performance. Anecdotal records is also there, which is available in the every schools. And use of technology for observation, means we can use the cameras in corridor, then from or some schools classrooms also, by which we can observe how our child is behaving in absence of teacher, or how they are interacting with their peer, their classmates. So these are the some tools for assessment of the child. Next is assessment in preschools, means health and physical well-being. As a teacher, we have to assess whether their health and their physical development is taking place. Social and emotional well-being, whether their behavior, their interaction, their communication is as per the society demands. Approaches to the learning, whether they are ready for learn the new knowledge. Language and literacy development, means their language and their literacy is fine, or improving after the motivation of the teacher. General knowledge, that comes by the geographical knowledge, means the city, states and all, means they are aware about their near surroundings and their environment. These assessment of young schools should include consideration of 4 M's, means multiple dimensions, multiple sources, multiple points, and documenting assessment. Means as a teacher, we should provide, or we should use the multiple dimensions, include prior experience, current experience, health, social, emotional, cognitive, motor, language literacy, and maths. That the multiple source may be the this multiple source and instruments provide a better picture of the child and address to benefit of allowing children to display their knowledge in many ways using different materials or modalities. Means we can allow the students, they can make art, they can make poems, and they should be pasted on notice board or classroom board. Collecting data, that data generally collect from the families, from the neighbors, from the peer group, and that are important to know the development of the child. Next is the this appropriate format, documenting assessment are teacher relative, like notebook, log, and that journals, that the anecdotal record. These all are the records by which we can assess the child. Next is Assessment in preschool, experts generally agree. What are the opinion of expert? That assessment of preschool children has the following purpose: to plan instructions for individual and group. Yes, it is important. By assessment, teacher can plan, teacher can even change the instructions for individual as well as group, to effective communicate and communicate with parents. Yes, if required, that teacher has to discuss the issue or child issue with the parents, identify children who are require specialized program or special intervention, provide information for program improvement and accountability, identify staff development needs. So इसलिए बच्चों का असेसमेंट प्री स्कूल्स में होना जरूरी है, ताकि ये 4-5 चेंजेस और 4-5 अचीवमेंट्स एज ए टीचर हम लोग बच्चे के बारे में जान सकें. प्लानिंग इंस्ट्रक्शंस फॉर इंडिविजुअल, वो ठीक है, हम लोग असेसमेंट इसीलिए करते हैं. इफेक्टिवली कम्युनिकेटिंग विद पेरेंट्स, आइडेंटिफाई चिल्ड्रन, ये तो वही सेम हो गया. नेक्स्ट. यस, असेसमेंट टू आइडेंटिफाई चिल्ड्रंस हु मे नीड स्पेशल. देखिए, असेसमेंट इसलिए भी जरूरत है ताकि हम बच्चों को स्पेशल जो कोचिंग, स्पेशल जो प्रैप है वो दे सकें बच्चों को, इफ द चिल्ड्रंस रिक्वायर फॉर डेवलपमेंट स्क्रीनिंग और फॉर डायग्नोस्टिक असेसमेंट. Diagnostic assessment means if the child is poor in language, then we should develop for by giving special intervention, providing information for program improvement and accountability, staff development. ये शायद repeat हो रहा है. Assessment for learning instead of assessment of learning, strengthening formative assessment. यस, फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट को हम स्ट्रेंथन करते हैं, क्योंकि एक फर्स्ट यूनिट में अगर बच्चे अच्छा परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाए तो हम उस बच्चे को फोकस करते हैं, उनको स्पेशल इंटरवेंशन देते हैं, सो दैट ही कैन गेट better or he can improve in next formative test. Having more criterion reference than norm reference one. हम असेसमेंट से हम लोग क्राइटेरियन बेस्ड टेस्ट बनाते हैं, ना कि रेफरेंस बेस्ड. दिस lessening the bias on recall type questions, innovations in format of assessment. So by going the assessment, we can change even format of assessment also. हम लोग आगे भी पढ़ेंगे किस टाइप के असेसमेंट टूल्स हैं, क्वेश्चनर्स है, इंटरव्यूज है, सम स्केल्स हैं, and some other this standardized test हैं. So we will get information on that in detail. So this is from my side. This block MES 08141234 black has been completed. Some friends could not join on Friday because Friday session was started a little late. That I think 15-20 minutes late. So, but recordings are available, and I will inform you from where you can get. Even you can get each and every recordings for your reference if you require for preparation of your term and examination or assignments and all. So thank you. Do you have any question? I am stopping this slide, and welcome to all of you if you have any specific issue. Otherwise, we will meet. Yes, Shivani Thakur. शिवानी बोलें.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, बोलें.
Can you explain the evaluation in simple words?
Evaluation in simple word.
Yes.
Evaluation is a process by which we can assess the learning outcomes of the child. और evaluation basically एक बहुत holistic term है, जिसको हम लोग assessment के थ्रू भी करते हैं, measurement के थ्रू भी करते हैं, और evaluation itself is a process. जैसे हमने बताया कि आपके फॉर्मेटिव टेस्ट है वो भी इवैल्यूएशन का पार्ट है, समेटिव टेस्ट है वो भी इवैल्यूएशन का पार्ट है. ठीक है, वे मे बी द डिफरेंट. द इम्पोर्टेंस इज दैट बाय विच प्रोसेस वी कैन गेट द लर्नर्स परफॉर्मेंस, कि इसने कितना अचीव किया है, और हमें इसको किस टाइप की अभी ट्रेनिंग और किस टाइप को इसको हमें फर्दर स्पेशल इंटरवेंशन देने की ज़रूरत है। मीन्स लर्निंग आउटकम्स इज रिलेटेड विद इवेल्युएशन।
Okay, means evaluation is a process.
हानिया उस्मानी,
Yes, sir, I got.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
गुड इवनिंग।
Yeah, sir. In June, we will be having the exam of this, right? So all the four blocks will be coming in the examination in June,
यस,
and in December we will have the exams again. Or we are, if we are missing the June exam, then we have to give the exams in December.
yes. If you could not complete one or two program because of many reasons, means you are not appearing, you could not appear that particular exam, then you can complete in coming December 25. Otherwise, you have to appear for your all courses in June 25th only.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And for that, you have to submit your examination form in the month of March, April.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Good day. So, okay, we will meet tomorrow.
But how we can get the recordings? You can share that link or anything else.
No, that will be shared by the last day.
Last day of the all books.
Yes, yes. Because
Okay.
till now, recording process has not been started.
Okay, sir. Okay.
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 That
Thank you
will
so much.
be done by the end of the sessions. Okay.
Okay.